Seasons, a devotional series on YouTube that's based on my book by the same name. The title of today's subject is A Little Snow Isn't Going to Hurt. I live very close to the downtown core of a large city in north central Alberta, and we get a lot of snow in the wintertime, but that doesn't stop the pedestrians in my busy little neighborhood from getting around town. It's just about as fast and a whole lot less expensive to either walk to work from my neighborhood if you're working downtown, or to hop on a bus that goes by every few minutes. There's plenty of shopping around my neighborhood as well, and so you'll see pedestrians out and about even in the very coldest parts of our winter. We just bundle up nice and warm, make sure we have the proper headgear and footwear, and off we go. As long as the snow isn't too deep and there isn't too much ice, just about anybody can get around. However, there are times that even the most hardy pedestrian finds themselves stuck in their tracks. Case in point, a few years ago, a huge high-rise was being built on the south side of the avenue that I face. In order for them to get their equipment in and out, the contractors got permission to narrow the pedestrian access sidewalk, which made it difficult for anybody who was using a walker or a wheelchair or even trying to push a stroller. The sidewalk that was left for us was pretty cracked up because a snowplow hit it a few years prior. No problem, we can just go on the other side of the street. I'm sure that's what the city was thinking, and that's what the contractors were thinking. Well, unfortunately, a problem did pop up in the form of an out-of-province corporation who bought an empty lot directly across the street from the high-rise that was being built. This corporation did not abide by our city bylaws and did not shovel or take care of their sidewalks in any way during that particular winter. It wasn't too bad those first few snowfalls, but as the snow began to accumulate, ruts began to form as people trod along the snow. We had a very short thaw just for a couple of days, and then we were back in the deep freeze again, creating even deeper ruts. We were stuck. We couldn't get across on the south side, and we couldn't get across on the north side. This corporation probably received some pretty stiff penalties for breaking our snow shoveling bylaws, but they had a lot of money in the bank, and what they couldn't see couldn't hurt them. It can be tempting even for homeowners when you just see that first little skiffs of snow to not want to go out there and sweep your sidewalk. However, all Canadians know that if you don't keep up on your sidewalk shoveling and sweeping, it's just going to get deeper and deeper, and it's not just going to go away by magic. In the same way, it's easy to convince yourself, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, it's okay if I procrastinate about dealing with some issues that the Lord's bringing up in my life. Things will take care of themselves, and God doesn't mind. After all, I'm living under grace. However, when we don't deal with those sins, no matter how inconsequential we think those sins might be, each new sin built upon our previous sin, eventually creating a tripping hazard and a stumbling block, not just for ourselves, but for others who are walking along the same path that we are. The practical application to this one is super simple. I bet you know what I'm going to say. Keep short accounts with God and man. Go out there and clean up your messes. Go and deal with those issues now before things build up one upon the other and you find yourself in a big mess.